The US Navy has launched a new AI submarine that doesn't require any human operator inside.
The US Navy has unleashed a weapon from the future, a submarine governed not by a captain, but by artificial intelligence. This Phantom can vanish into the deep, track its targets with cold precision, and strike in utter silence. Adversaries label it unstoppable. Ethicists warn it is a Pandora's box. But as this autonomous hunter glides through the abyss, one question chills the waters. Who truly commands the trigger? One thing is certain. America has transformed sheer terror into a new, unanswerable power beneath the waves. Birth of the Virginia-class. After the Cold War ended with the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, the global strategic landscape shifted dramatically. For decades, the deep ocean had been a battleground for a tense cat-and-mouse game, where US and Soviet submarines constantly hunted and tracked each other in preparation for a potential nuclear conflict. With this standoff over, the US Navy faced a new reality. It possessed a powerful fleet of Los Angeles-class submarines, which were masters of the deep, open ocean. However, new threats were emerging not in the deep blue, but in the shallow, crowded coastal waters near an adversary's shoreline. The Navy faced a giant puzzle. How do you stay the best without breaking the bank? They had just built the Seawolf-class submarine, a technological marvel, a true monster of the deep. But it was a monster with a monster price tag, so expensive that only 3 were ever built. The country needed something new, something smarter. The answer was the Virginia-class. This wasn't just another submarine. This was a complete rethinking of what an attack submarine needed to be. Born in the 1990s, it was designed from the keel up to be 2 things: incredibly versatile and surprisingly affordable. It had to be a jack of all trades, a master of all trades, from the deepest trenches to the shallowest coasts. So how did they do it? They got clever with technology. Instead of building every component from scratch at a massive cost, they used commercially available parts, the same kind of reliable tech you might find in other industries. This wasn't about being cheap, it was about being smart. The program became so efficient that it set a goal to build 2 of these advanced warships for $4 billion. That might sound like a lot, but in the world of nuclear submarines, that was a revolution. But the real magic is in the features. Step inside a Virginia-class submarine and you won't see a traditional periscope. They're gone, replaced by high-resolution photonic masts that are more like giant, high-tech camera systems. This means the command center doesn't have to be crammed right under the hull. The captain gets a crystal-clear 360-degree view of the world above from anywhere in the sub. Then there's the special operations focus. This sub has a dedicated chamber for Navy SEALs to lock in and out of the boat while it's submerged, and a massive torpedo room that can be reconfigured to carry not just weapons, but teams of commandos and their gear. It's a secret delivery system for the most sensitive missions. Flying this beast in shallow water is a breeze thanks to a fly-by-wire system, like what you'd find in a modern fighter jet, giving the pilot pinpoint control in dangerous, confined spaces. And perhaps the most genius part of all? Its brain is built to be upgraded. With an open architecture system, new tech can be plugged in as it's invented, ensuring the submarine never grows old. This evolution is clear in the different blocks of submarines they build. Each new batch is smarter and more capable than the last. For instance, later models swapped a cluster of individual missile tubes for 2 larger, more efficient tubes that can fire a volley of Tomahawk cruise missiles, simplifying the build and packing even more punch. So what you have is a machine over 377 feet long, weighing in at nearly 8,000 tons submerged, powered by a nuclear reactor that lets it stay underwater for months. Its only limit is how much food it can carry for its crew of 135 sailors. It hunts other submarines, it strikes surface ships, it launches devastating cruise missiles, it gathers intelligence, and it lays mines. It is the ultimate multi-role undersea predator, and it set a new standard for the entire world. This was the foundation for everything that was to come, the USS Massachusetts. Now, Let's talk about a vessel that represents the absolute peak of this underwater revolution. This is the USS Massachusetts, one of the Navy's newest and most advanced predators. This isn't just another submarine, it's a technological marvel. The 25th Virginia-class boat built, and the first to proudly carry the name Massachusetts since the legendary battleship of World War II was retired back in 1947. Launched on February 23, 2024, this new Massachusetts was born from a massive investment in national security. It was ordered as part of a staggering $17.6 billion contract for 10 submarines, a clear signal of the Navy's long-term commitment to undersea dominance. But what truly sets this submarine apart is its version. It's a Block 4 Virginia-class submarine, and that Block 4 label is where the real magic happens. So what does Block 4 actually mean for the sailors and for the Navy? In simple terms, it's all about being available for action, more often and for longer. Think of it like this. Over its 33-year life, a submarine needs to go into the shipyard for major checkups and repairs. For earlier submarines, that happened 4 times. But the engineers and designers performed some incredible surgery on schedule. They redesigned the Massachusetts and its Block 4 sisters to need only 3 major maintenance periods in their entire careers. This single change is a complete game changer. By slashing one entire lengthy maintenance visit, each Block 4 submarine can now make 15 full deployments instead of just 14. That's 1 extra tour on the front lines, 1 extra period where this invisible sentinel is on patrol, without adding a single day to its service life. It's a huge force multiplier for the fleet. This was no accident. It was the main goal of the Block 4 design, to reduce long-term costs and crank up the time the submarine is ready for action. Building a machine as complex as a nuclear submarine is a monumental task, and it's handled by a powerhouse team. The Massachusetts was constructed through a unique teaming agreement between America's only 2 nuclear-capable shipyards, Newport News Shipbuilding and General Dynamics Electric Boat. They don't just build duplicate parts, they operate like a perfectly synchronized crew. Newport News typically builds the bow, sail, and stern, while Electric Boat focuses on the complex control room and engine room. They even alternate which yard does the final assembly and delivers the finished boat to the Navy. This partnership keeps both shipyards' skills sharp and ensures the country always has the capacity to build these vital national assets. Now, while the internal maintenance schedule got a revolutionary upgrade, the raw power of the Massachusetts remains awe-inspiring. It's a giant, stretching 377 feet long and displacing over 7,800 tons when submerged. The Massachusetts is a testament to the Virginia-class's evolution. It's not a complete reinvention. It's a refined, smarter, and more efficient version of an already terrifyingly effective design. It takes the revolutionary features of the class, the stealth, the firepower, the special operations focus, and packages them into a platform that simply spends more time doing its job in the shadows of the world's oceans. This boat represents the maturation of the Virginia class, a perfected formula of American undersea power, ready to deploy more often and with greater impact than ever before. Built for stealth and strike. So we've seen how the Massachusetts is a masterpiece of efficiency and availability. But now, let's get to the heart of what makes this submarine a true phantom of the deep, its terrifying combination of stealth, senses, and sheer firepower. This is where the USS Massachusetts transforms from a sophisticated machine into a silent predator. The foundation of its power is its heart, the S9G nuclear reactor. This isn't just an engine, it's a gateway to almost unlimited endurance. This reactor is so efficient that it never needs to be refueled throughout the entire life of the submarine. The only thing that limits how long this machine can stay hidden beneath the waves is the human element, how much food they can store for the crew. It can operate submerged for months, patrolling the far corners of the globe without ever surfacing, without ever giving away its position. But a powerful heart is useless if it's noisy. And in the underwater world, noise is death. It's what enemy sonar operators listen for. This is where the Virginia class achieves its true magic. It is arguably the quietest submarine ever built. How? It starts with a revolutionary pump jet propulsor instead of a traditional propeller. This technology shrouds the spinning blades, dramatically reducing the cavitation, the bubbles that create a telltale acoustic signature. The entire hull is wrapped in a thick, rubber-like anechoic coating. This material doesn't just dampen the sounds made inside the sub, it absorbs active sonar pings from enemies, making the submarine return an echo as faint as a whisper. From the outside, it doesn't sound like a machine at all. It mimics the ambient noise of the ocean itself, becoming a ghost in the water. Yet, while it remains virtually invisible, its own senses are hyper-aware. It sees and hears the underwater world with breathtaking clarity. Its main eyes and ears are the AN/BQQ-10 sonar system, a suite of advanced arrays mounted on the bow and along the sides of the hull. This system can listen passively for the faintest sound miles away, a ship's propeller, another submarine's machinery, or it can send out its own active pings to paint a precise picture of the surroundings. And to see above the waves, it uses those revolutionary photonic masts. These are camera systems that send digital images to large screens in the control room, providing a crystal-clear 360-degree view of the surface world without needing a physical periscope that breaks the water's surface. This boat is both deafeningly silent and all-hearing. Now package all that stealth and awareness with devastating firepower, and you have the complete weapon. The Massachusetts is a floating arsenal. It is armed with 6 traditional torpedo tubes that fire the mighty Mach 48 Advanced Capability torpedo. These are not the torpedoes of old. They are AI-enabled underwater missiles that can hunt down and destroy enemy submarines and surface ships from miles away. But the strike capability doesn't stop underwater. Through its vertical launch system tubes, the submarine can unleash a storm of Tomahawk land attack cruise missiles. These are long-range weapons that can strike targets over 1,000 miles inland with pinpoint accuracy. The Massachusetts can loiter silently off a hostile coast, undetected, and suddenly rain fire on critical targets deep inside enemy territory, all without ever being seen. This is the ultimate paradox of the Virginia class. It is a vessel that must be incredibly aware of its environment to survive, yet it is designed to leave no trace of its own presence. It is a weapon of immense power that relies on complete silence. It is the fist inside a velvet glove, a phantom that can listen to the world's secrets or end them without making a sound. This perfect balance of stealth, sense, and strike is what makes it unlike anything that came before it, and a template for everything that will follow. The Columbia class. The Virginia class is a masterpiece, but what we're about to discuss next is on a completely different level. This isn't just an attack sub. This is a floating, AI-propelled fortress designed for one singular, earth-shattering purpose. Meet the future USS District of Columbia, the lead boat of the new Columbia class, and the most important weapon system America is building this century. Let's start with the sheer scale of this thing. The numbers are almost difficult to comprehend. Imagine a steel leviathan stretching 560 feet from end to end. That's longer than 3 Olympic swimming pools. It's 43 feet wide, and when it slips beneath the waves, it displaces an astonishing 20,810 tons of water. This is not just a submarine. It's a skyscraper laid on its side and designed to operate in utter silence and secrecy. But its real genius isn't its size, it's what's inside. The Columbia class is powered by a revolutionary nuclear reactor with a turbo-electric drive and a pump jet propulsor. This setup is incredibly quiet, making it the stealthiest ballistic missile submarine ever conceived. And just like the Virginia class, it has unlimited range. It can cruise the oceans for decades without ever needing to refuel. But here's the revolutionary part. Its nuclear core is designed to last the submarine's entire 42-year service life. Every other nuclear submarine in history has had to undergo a multi-year, multi-billion-dollar midlife refueling process. The Columbia class eliminates that entirely. It gets built, it goes to sea, and it doesn't come back for refueling for over 4 decades. This means more time on patrol, more time hidden in the deep, and an unwavering presence that never, ever falters. Now, why does this matter? What is this colossal machine built to do? Its mission is defined by its armament. The District of Columbia carries 16 massive missile tubes, each one capable of launching a Trident II-D5 submarine-launched ballistic missile. These are not conventional weapons. Each Trident missile can carry multiple independent warheads, capable of striking anywhere on the planet with pinpoint accuracy. This is the fundamental core of nuclear deterrence. For self-defense against ships and other submarines, it also carries the formidable Mk-48 Advanced Capability Torpedo. This is America's ultimate insurance policy. It represents the survivable leg of the nuclear triad. The concept is simple but terrifying. Even if every airbase and missile silo on land were destroyed, the Navy would still have at least a few of these ghosts lurking in the ocean depths, their location unknown, their retaliation guaranteed. This knowledge alone prevents any adversary from even considering a first strike. Building this behemoth is the Navy's #1 priority, but it's a monumental challenge. The industrial effort is staggering, involving a vast network of suppliers and the unique teaming of America's only 2 nuclear shipyards. The program has faced pressures, with reports noting it's a significant challenge to the submarine design industrial base. But progress continues on the USS District of Columbia, a testament to national will. An unbreakable alliance. Building a submarine like the Columbia-class is a monumental task for any single nation. But America isn't doing it alone. This project has cemented one of the most powerful and secretive military alliances in history. A partnership so close that it literally shares its most powerful technology. This is the story of an unbreakable bond between the United States and the United Kingdom. A collaboration that ensures both nations will dominate the undersea domain for the next half-century. The heart of this alliance is a shared problem. Both the U.S. Navy and the British Royal Navy needed to replace their aging ballistic missile submarines, the Ohio-class and the Vanguard-class, at around the same time. Instead of designing 2 completely different sets of incredibly complex and expensive components, they made a brilliant decision. They would build the most important part together. This collaboration resulted in the Common Missile Compartment, or CMC. Think of it as the central spine of the submarine, the section that holds the absolute key to its destructive power. This isn't just a partnership on paper. It's a deeply integrated engineering program. The CMC is a physically identical module that is being installed in America's new Columbia-class submarines and Britain's new Dreadnought-class submarines. The advantages of this approach are enormous. First and foremost, it saves a staggering amount of money for both countries, hundreds of millions if not billions of dollars. They share the astronomical research and development costs, they can bulk order materials, and they streamline the construction process. It's a masterclass in cost-effective defense spending. But this is about much more than just saving money. It's about interoperability. Because both nations' submarines use the exact same missile compartment, their crews train on similar systems, maintenance procedures are aligned, and logistics are simplified. In a crisis, this seamless integration makes the combined deterrent force incredibly agile and resilient. This shared technology extends beyond the submarine hull. Both the Columbia-class and the Dreadnought-class will fire the same weapon, the upgraded Trident II-D5 LE missile. This missile is the tip of the spear, a weapon of incredible range and accuracy. By continuing to use and upgrade this proven system, both nations avoid the mind-boggling expense and technical risk of developing a whole new missile from scratch. The Trident D5 is a known quantity, a reliable and terrifyingly effective tool that has been tested for decades. This partnership is the ultimate expression of the special relationship between the US and the UK. It is a bond forged in the fires of World War II and strengthened throughout the Cold War. It's a relationship built on unparalleled trust. America does not share this level of nuclear weapons technology with any other country on Earth. This collaboration creates a unified and overwhelming deterrent force. While the U.S. Navy will have its 12 Columbia-class boats and the Royal Navy will have its 4 Dreadnought-class submarines, together they form a fleet of 16 of the most advanced strategic weapons platforms ever conceived. They will patrol the same oceans, share the same strategic goal, and are built around the same devastating technology. This unbreakable alliance ensures that for decades to come, no adversary can ever predict where these silent sentinels are hiding, making the threat of retaliation absolute and the preservation of peace that much more certain. The SSNX, America's AI submarine of tomorrow. We have talked about the sophisticated Virginia-class and the colossal Columbia-class. But what comes next? What is the ultimate evolution of the attack submarine? The U.S. Navy is already working on the answer, and it's a project so advanced, it sounds like it's straight out of science fiction. This is the SSNX program, often called the Submarine of Tomorrow. And it is designed to be the most dominant undersea weapon the world has ever seen. The Navy's vision for this future predator is brutally simple. They don't want jack of all trades. They want a master of one, winning wars in the deep ocean. The official mandate is to create a submarine that combines the terrifying speed and massive payload of the Cold War-era Seawolf class with the acoustic quietness of the Virginia class and the incredible operational availability of the Columbia class. Imagine a submarine that is both a silent spy and a lightning-fast assassin, a machine that can be in more places at once for longer than anything that has ever sailed before. So, how do you build such a machine? You make it smarter, not just bigger. The true brain of the SSNX will be a pervasive integrated artificial intelligence. This isn't about a fancy voice assistant. This is about an AI that acts as a superhuman co-pilot. It will constantly analyze data from thousands of sensors, monitoring the health of the submarine itself, predicting mechanical failures before they happen. This means less downtime and more time on patrol, just like the Columbia class. But the AI's real power will be in combat. It will process information from sonar, satellite feeds, and other platforms in a networked battlefield, identifying threats and recommending courses of action faster than any human crew could alone. It will be able to manage the submarine's stealth systems dynamically, adjusting for changing ocean conditions to make the boat virtually invisible. The captain will still be in command, but they will be augmented by a digital mind that sees the battlefield in a way no human ever could. This leads to the most revolutionary capability, the mothership concept. The SSNX is being designed from the keel up to command and control a pack of unmanned underwater vehicles, or UUVs. Think of these as robotic drones, but for the ocean. The submarine becomes a mobile command center, launching a fleet of these smaller, silent drones to spread out across thousands of square miles. These drones could be scouts, fanning out to listen for enemy submarines, creating a vast, networked sonar array. They could be miners, secretly laying fields of smart mines in enemy waters. They could even be hunters, armed with their own weapons to overwhelm an adversary's defenses. This completely changes the game. Instead of one submarine being in one place, the SSNX can project its presence across an entire sea, controlling the battle space without ever being seen. However, building this future is proving to be a monumental challenge. The technological hurdles are immense, and the projected cost is as staggering as the capability. Early estimates suggest each SSNX could cost between $6.7 and $8.7 billion. That is an almost unbelievable price tag, reflecting the immense complexity of the systems inside. This cost and complexity have led to a significant and concerning delay. The Navy has officially pushed the start of the program to the 2040s. This means there could be a dangerous gap between the time the newest Virginia-class boats are built and when the SSNX is ready to take over. This delay is not happening in a vacuum. While the United States plans, near-peer adversaries like China and Russia are rapidly advancing their own submarine fleets. They are building quieter, more capable boats, and they are not slowing down. Every year of delay is a year where America's undersea superiority erodes. The SSNX represents a fundamental crossroads. It is the recognition that the future of undersea warfare is not just about steel and torpedoes. It is about data, artificial intelligence, and autonomous systems. It is a bet that technology can create a submarine so capable it can dominate the oceans for decades to come. But it is a race against time and against determined competitors. The success or failure of this program will determine who controls the deep, and therefore who holds a decisive advantage in any future conflict. The Silent Service's future is being written today, and its name is SSNX. The future of naval warfare. The Virginia-class, the Columbia-class, and the future SSNX are interconnected pieces of a single grand strategy, a complete reinvention of American undersea power for a new and dangerous era. For an adversary, this is a nightmare scenario. Their own submarines become vulnerable, hunted by silent predators they cannot find. Their surface ships are never safe, even in what they believe to be protected home waters. Their coastal defenses are rendered obsolete by weapons launched from a phantom that left no trace. This is the source of the terror. It is the fear of the unknown, the psychological weight of knowing you are being outmaneuvered by an enemy you cannot see, hear, or predict. This capability is not about starting a fight. It is about preventing one. In an era of great power competition, strength is the ultimate language. The silent, undeniable presence of these submarines sends the clearest possible message. Challenging American interests at sea is a futile and incredibly risky endeavor. It allows the nation to project power and uphold alliances without ever firing a shot, simply by having an invisible, unbreakable leash on any potential conflict. The ability to operate undetected in contested waters is the ultimate strategic advantage. It means that in a crisis, the United States holds all the cards. It can control the flow of information. It can threaten an adversary's most valuable assets, and it can do so from a position of complete invulnerability. This is the power of the deep. From the versatile Virginia-class prowling the coastlines today, to the colossal Columbia-class ensuring our security through the 2080s, to the AI-driven SSNX that will define naval combat for the 22nd century, America is not just building submarines. It is building a legacy of undersea dominance. This is a generational investment in peace through overwhelming, undeniable strength. These phantoms of the deep are the guardians of the international order, the silent sentinels whose very existence ensures that the balance of power remains firmly in place. The future of naval warfare is here, and it is quieter, smarter, and more terrifying than anyone could have ever imagined.